And we're back, exactly where we left off last time. Except now, I know what my problem was. I'm gonna show you something. See that one there that says Action, that was assigned to like the left C button and all that? In my messing around to get the controls to work, I ended up unassigning it from anything. And as a result, I had no interact button. You can imagine what this could have possibly done. So, anyway, before we get quite back to where we were, a slight bit of information on Mike and why he blames himself for all this stuff. He ended up in debt or with enemies or something, and probably the mob. I don't remember exactly what. They don't elaborate too much on it in the game, but he went to his family was in danger too, because when whoever he was wanted to collect, they collect. He went to a shady Booke for protection, but unfortunately, in exchange for his servitude for protection, he neglected to actually make sure his family would be protected. So when the baddies came, his entire family, including his brother, was killed, leaving him the only one left. Then Nettie rescued him and put her into her own kind of servitude. And that's where he is now. But anyway, that interact button.
I am the Lord of Deadside.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Looks like someone left me a note.
This way, Mikey.
We've got more story time. And I think that image there, yes, that's right. The image we saw means that we can now warp to this point.
Come on, Loco.
At any point. But first, it's story time. Yes, and this is even harder to read. Yeah. The 23rd of November, 1888. Dear friend, although centuries may have passed by the time that you read this note, know that I greet you both as a friend and a brother, for I, in my time, have also borne the burden that is the Mask of Shadows. Know then that I constructed these passageways, the Paths of Shadow, as pathways through the place known as Deadside, so that we, and those who also bear the mask, might bring order to this realm and traverse it without hindrance. In my time, I have gathered and catalogued many of the ancient artifacts of power, some of which reside within these chambers. However, I fear that I must leave my work incomplete. The seed of darkness has come to this realm, more powerful than has been felt in centuries, and so I find it necessary to seal the paths of shadow, lest they and the artifacts within them fall into the hands of evil. The task of securing these passageways has been an immense labor, and I fear that with my weakening powers, these outer gates have not been secured as strongly as those deeper within the paths. Know then that the way ahead shall require much greater strength than that which has brought you here. In addition to the catalogue of artifacts, find here enclosed Les Cartes de Prophète, the prophecy as spoken to the ancients by the Loa, I think. I fear that the darkness I sense on this day might be that which Les Cartes spoke of, but fate has made it my charge not to challenge that darkness. Instead, my labor is to secure these passageways so that, come the time of prophecy, when evil shows its true form, they may be reopened and their relics uncovered. Mezim St. James. Now we're going back to look at this date here. 23rd of November is just after the intro, which means the darkness entering was probably Jack the Ripper's soul. Yes. Les Mines Obscures. Long before the men of shadow, creatures with souls of evil did descend upon the worlds. immortals, they were led by the one who is many, he who bears the mouth of blood. After the longest of battles, he was defeated and banished to a place beyond the worlds, and the dark souls of his armies sealed into Govi. Les Sœurs de Sang and the Sisters of Blood were entrusted with the Govi, and for many lifetimes the dark souls lay under their protection. La Construction de la Asle, and then the one who is many did return from the place beyond worlds. Under his banner did he unite the madmen and killers, and they did build asylum in the world of the dead. La Sanion des Cinq, and sending his minions throughout the world of the dead, he gathered the dark souls that were not under the sisters' protection. Using their dreaded power, he summoned the 5, mortal men, to do his bidding, and they built for him gateways of souls into the world of men. You'll notice here that the symbols on the pseudo-tarot card match the symbols of the 5 from the reports. La Rêve de la Sorcellerie. So the 5 did appear in a dream to the sorceress, and their lizard king did announce the apocalypse with the cries of 1,000 men. L'Appel à Pouvoir, and in her darkest hour the sorceress did call upon the man of shadow. Les Serpents, and the serpent did guard the marrow gates until the shadow returned to the world of the dead, and there did this serpent become his adviser. Les Chemins de l'Ombre. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the French. I'm not good with French. For the man of shadow did open the coffin gates, and for the first time in 100 years were the paths of shadow walked. Les Ressemblants des Amens Obscures. The man of shadow did break the sister's spell on the Govi, and in taking the dark soul's power he did unite it within him. Now I'm wondering what those numbers mean exactly. I think it might be number of dark souls you need to open up this level of power. Because we're going to get the first level of power from 1 dark soul, so I guess 2 for the next, and so on. L'Asile. With greater powers the man of shadow finally entered asylum, and did find the gateways within that lead to the world of men. And he passed beyond them, and did confront the 5, but in the broad light of day did he fall to them. L'Ombre Tumbre, and the sorceress fell into a deep trance, her powers exhausted, and a shadow did fall upon the world of men. And Legion took the power of the dark souls unto him. The end. I gotta say, that's a pimpin' soul coat Legion has there. I just gotta... Baton, that blade which pierces the ether and carries the spirit through it. Flambeau, bearer of the voodoo flame. Marteau, that which sounds the rada drums. Calabash, destroyer of the sacred vive. Asson, sacred rattle of the mambo. Poignée, to climb the falls of blood. Yes, there's an item that specifically allows you to climb waterfalls of blood like ladders. Why do you ask? Insigne, that which protects. L'Eclipsier, the bringer of night, releasing the shadow into the world of men. Mystiere, Le Soleil, brother sun, La Lune, sister moon. La Lame, the power that binds. Book of Shadows. Only the most powerful may read the Book of Shadows. Les Gods, the sacred marks given in trials by les Sœurs de Sang as protection from the elemental fire. Gad Toucher, that he may grasp fire, yet feel no pain. Gad Marcher, that he may walk over burning coals. Gad Nagger, that he may be consumed by flame, yet no harm shall come to him. Les Cadeaux, offerings to the lower on the altar of life, lying beyond the wasteland. 100 cadeaux, whatever, made as an offering to the lower shall increase the strength of a man's spirit. Ah, so that's what they're for. Collect 100, get an extra life point. And that is that. And the sound has vanished. So I will be back in just a moment. And sound! Hooray! Geometry failure. Yes, there's another coffin gate right over there. Walk up to it, interact, that's properly positioned. But you'll notice this gate looks slightly different. It's got this little purple block here. We don't have the power to open it. What the? Polygons! Yes, we just broke one of those Govi vessels.
Power of the Dark Souls. I embrace it.
We've gained a rank of power. We can now charge our gun. It does slightly more damage. I don't think it's actually worth charging if anything but pre-combat.
I am the Lord of Deadside.
Indeed you are. And now with that rank 1 power up, we can traverse the paths of shadow. I hear something. Sounds unhappy. Oh god, it's one of those things. I'm wondering if it's a graphical glitch that it's actually hitting me a whole bunch of times and it's not registering the health exactly because this is poorly emulated. Oh, you can jump higher if you actually try. Go figure. Good to know. Good thing I learned that now. Your head explode. But yes, this one requires level 2 shadow power. So I'm going to assume we need 2 more Dark Souls to open it, going by that chart.
Unsalvaged souls that drift beyond the narrow gates for an eternity of waiting. This infinite limbo, this wasteland, this untamed, unnatural afterbirth I command with my endless darkness. What ineffable secrets are whispered within the paths of shadow? What red-edge realities rising bleak above the blasted skyline? Deadwing, Duppy, Zombie Mother. This voodoo lord outlasts them all.
Shadow Man can be the most emo of all the heroes. Which way do we want to go first? Look at all them blood falls. Down we go! Gravity is nothing to Shadow Man. Can we swim in this? Yes, we can swim in this. Is it awkward N64 era water physics in swimming? Yes, it is. Oh god, there's monsters underwater too. They're kicking my ass. You know, looking at my life, it seems to be glitching out when it's got 3 points or less left. I guess we could just go in here. Clearly, this obstruction is impossible for Shadow Man to pass. I mean, I think I could pass this, and I'm horribly out of shape. I wonder if this switch outside has something to do with it. Nope, not in the least. That is not what I was expecting from that switch. Ah! Ah! Another ledge. I think I know where this is taking us. Yep. You may as well go back down this way so we don't have to jump into the drink and get fish again. Or maybe we do because I can't time my jumps right. Or push the right buttons. Ever. You know, we're gonna get something accomplished this video besides opening that door that I just needed to push a button to do. I will redeem myself for my utter humiliation. Oh, and remember when I had to go to the inventory and everything to use these? The action button puts your guns away. I kind of went to the internet to figure out what I was doing, and it wrong, and it was like, walk up to the door and use the action button. While I'm here... maybe we can actually jump back. That would be cool. Nope! Yes, I've re-customized the control settings to a setup I call Shadow Man. I don't think I'll use it for any other game. This is one of those games that uses like the C-pad buttons for buttony buttons as opposed to some kind of pseudo-directional thing, so it was really remapping them all in some... Wait, that was the entire point of coming up here, wasn't it? Oh, come on. That can't have been all that we came up here for. Maybe if we push the button again... Nope. Hello, progress. Are you in here? What is that slightly suspicious platform? Passage hidden down here? Aha! There is! Doesn't care about you, Mr. Underwater Monster. You I do care about! We're just gonna be zerging every last one of those, aren't we? Oh wait, I know there's I know how to strafe. I'm thinking that that might actually be the key. I'm sort of... Like I said, I've played this before. It's just remembering what everything does. And I know what the strafe button does if there's nothing going on. It just lets you move side to side, but maybe it lets me circle strafe if I'm actually shooting at something. Of course, that would be games with good controls. I'm not sure if this is one of those. And that thing is going to kick our ass because it's a death sea fish and... Yeah. Thank you, game! You're making mundane tasks nigh impossible! Shadow Man is not amused. Kinda auto-aims sometimes. I'm not gonna complain. Just going to take this stuff. I think I have a guess as to what this switch does. That horrible screeching noise. There's gonna be like a million fish down here now. ye... It was orbiting her and she didn't die. The game just gives you rules and then breaks them left and right. Stupid, unholy land of all things damned. Now we're in business. Now, was that so hard? Come on, Mike. Huh, if only we had the ability to walk on fire without getting burned. But did it actually lock on? I'm not sure what's causing it to lock on sometimes, but I'm not going to complain. Ah, I think I get it. It's hitting it that triggers it. If I hit it, then I can lock on to it. I guess Mike's gun is hungry. Okay, that time that wasn't unexpected. Almost missed that. See where you take us, mysterious hidden path. Somewhere not really all that hidden at all, and we were clearly going to get to one way or the other anyway. Ah, fuck it. I like how none of these side paths lead remotely where you think they probably ought to. Where we are? I wonder where we just got a pinpoint for. We are not hitting her. She really isn't hitting us either. I'm going to backtrack a little. She's still spitting at us. She's going to go back on that path that was the obvious one. That we went through all that trouble to get a rope up on. And the sound's cut out. And the game's frozen! Brilliant! I think I'm gonna stop for now. Later, everyone.